Most of us know how to share a link to someone by just getting the link from up here, the URL, and sending it to them in email or text. But did you know you could actually share a link to the exact spot that you want them to go to on that page? Let's say that you are trying to get someone to go to a specific part of the article and you highlight the part you want them to go to. Then you just right click or two finger click and say copy link to highlight. Then watch what happens when they go to this link. It'll take them right down to the highlighted part and even show that you highlighted it. This is called the Google Dot New trick. It's been around for a while, but it sure saves time. Let's say you want to start a new Google Doc. Most of the time you would come up here to the waffle menu, then you would go to Drive or you would go to Docs or whatever. But did you know that right up in the URL from wherever you are, you can just type in the name of the app and then .new afterwards? It works with most Google apps. Docs.new, you can do Slides.new, sorry. You can do Sheets.new. Most of them work with the .new extension. Most of the time when we copy something from a website and we want to paste it to somewhere else, we highlight what we want and then we do Control-C or Command-C on a Mac. We come back over to where we want it, and then we simply do Control-V and paste. You'll notice that it comes with all of the formatting. Let's say you wanted it without the formatting. I'm going to go down a couple spaces. All you have to do is put the Shift key in your keystroke. Instead of just Command or Control-V, you do Shift Command-V or Shift Control-V, and it'll bring it in and match what the font and the format is on your current document. Just put the Shift key in there. There are several things that you can do with any document. It can be a Google Doc, a Google Slide, a Google Sheet, any of the Google apps. Automatically, you are in edit mode. By default, you are in edit mode. Right up here at the very end of the last slash, okay, you'll notice the word edit, okay? If you go in there, take all that out and replace it with the word preview, let's see what happens when we do that. You'll notice it looks more like a website. There's no editing tools. There's no nothing. So if you want your user just to see it like that, just change the word edit to preview right after the last slash, okay? What you can also do after the last slash is do /template/preview. What this does is it shows them a preview of it. And if they like it, they can click on use template right up here, and it will make a copy for them in their Google Drive. The last one is if right after the last slash, okay, you do /copy, this will force them to make a copy. If you share this link with them, this will force them to make a copy before they can open the document. So every so often, Google changes things. Quite often, Google changes things. There's some tools that used to be right up here in the upper right-hand bar. You see them in mine right now. We're going to go over them. One is called Reading List. One is called Create QR Code, Send to Your Devices, and Reading Mode. But they are now hidden. To access them, you would have to go to the three dots. Oopsie, sorry about that. The three dots right here, okay? And you would come right down here to More Tools, and you'll see a few of them. You can also find them in Cache, Save, and Share. There's multiple places that they put them in this menu. So to use them, we need to put them up there again. Okay, what you need to do is start out by opening a new tab like you see here. And right down here on the bottom right-hand corner, you will see a button that says Customize Chrome. Okay, once you click on that, you can choose the appearance and stuff like that. But this is the new thing where it says Toolbar. Okay, so we're going to click on Toolbar now. All of these are things you can toggle on and off to appear up here in this area right up here of your toolbar. Okay, now the ones we're going to toggle on today are Reading List, Create QR Code, Reading Mode, and Send to Your Devices. You can look through the others, and if there's some you use, you can put them up there as well. But I have those toggled on so that they show up right up here. The first tool we're going to see is the first one called Reading List. Okay, if you click on it, you'll notice I have a few things there that I want to read. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and close it for now. Let's say you are at a website that you want to save for later. You don't really have time right now, but you really would like to read it later. I know most of the time we grab it, put it in the bookmarks bar or something. But if you were to just click reading list and hit add current tab, it would add it to your reading list and then you can close it. The next tool I want to show you is reading mode. Right over here, it's a little book icon, and if you hover over it, you'll see reading mode. You'll notice, before I press on it, you'll notice all of the different kind of distracting things on this website that kids would see, right? If I click reading mode, I want you to see how right over here, it puts it into a mode of just the important things they need to see. Okay, now you can grab right in between when it becomes a double arrow and you can pull it over to take up most of the screen. And that's very easy for them to read rather than all the other stuff. Okay? You can also bring the font down, bring the font up. You can change the font to something that might be easier for them to read. You can take out links. If there are any links in here, there aren't any in this one, but if there are hyperlinks in here, you can turn them off and turn them on. You can change the color, the background, you can change the spacing, and you can even change wide, very wide spacing. This is just all stuff to make it easier to read. Let's say you want to share a website with your kids quickly by QR code. It's very simple. Once you've put this QR code tool right up here, like we said, it's also located right down here under Cast, Save, and Share and Create QR Code. But we've also got it right up here. If I click it, it's that fast. This QR code will now go to this website. And you can download it to save it and put it on your Google Slides and stuff. You can try it out with your camera, but that's how easy it is to make a QR code. Sending something to other devices is very simple. It is in the menu, the three-dot menu, right down under Cast, Save, and Share, and you'll find Send to Your Devices, unless you have put it up here. Okay, Send to Devices simply shows you the other devices it can see, and you click the one you want to send it to, and it will send it to that device. You may notice up at the top in my bookmarks bar, right up here, that I have several icons, or I have several bookmarks that I use frequently. Okay, but I do notice it's taking up a lot of space on my bar as well. I want to show you a quick trick. If you can recognize the icon and don't need the word, all you have to do is right click, say edit, and take out the name completely and click save. And you'll notice that it only saved the icon there. And if you do it with all of them that you want to, you will notice yourself saving a whole lot of real estate up there. And you can do it with as many as you want. You just have to be sure that you are going to recognize the icon and know what it is. Look how much space that I saved up here by doing that. Now I have them all there, but it's only the icons. Have you ever closed a tab by accident and wished you hadn't? Well, I want to show you a very simple way to bring it back. First, let me tell you that Control T on a Chromebook or Windows machine and Command T on a Mac create a new tab just like that. Okay, so that's easy to remember. T for tab. Control T, Command T, new tab. Okay, but did you know if you accidentally closed a tab, you just put the Shift key in that, Shift Command T or Shift Control T, and it will bring up the last tab. If you do it again, it'll bring up the one before that. If you do it again, it will bring up the one before that, and it'll go as far back in your history as you need to see. If you've ever wanted to restart your computer or close Google Chrome, which is often necessary to fix some problems, but you don't want to lose the tabs, it's very simple. You just come up to the three dots right up here in the upper right-hand corner, and you come down to Settings almost at the bottom. And right over here on the left, you're going to go to On Startup. Once you hit On Startup, this means when you open Google Chrome, what do you want it to do? Open the new tab page, continue where you left off, or open a specific set of pages, and you can add those. But if you choose continue where you left off, then it's okay to restart your computer, because when it opens again, it'll open up all the tabs that you had. In Google Slides, there is a presenter view and a Q&A feature that you may not know about. If you have a Google Slideshow open and you simply come right up here to the down arrow next to Slideshow, you can click on Presenter View. Now, what Presenter View does is it leaves the presentation to your users up like this over here. But right over here, you have what you need. If you had made any speaker notes on each of them, you'd see them right here. You'll see what the previous slide was, what the next one is, how long you've been using it, and only you see this presenter view on your end. They see this over here. But I want to show you another tool. When you go over to Audience Tools and you click Start New, this is called the Q&A feature. You can click Start New, and then you give this this URL right here to your audience. When they type that URL in, they will be able to ask questions as you're presenting, and the questions will appear right here as you're presenting for you to answer. When you're done, or if you're timing yourself, you can always pause or reset as well right up here. But when you're done, you can just close it up here and hit escape to come out of presenter view. If you are interested in sharing your Google Slideshow in a way where people can just watch it kind of like a website, all you have to do is publish it to the web. To do that, you would go down to File, Share, and Publish to the web. Now, you have a couple of options here. This is visible to anyone publishing it to the web. Now, you can tell it to auto advance slides every second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, minute. You choose any of those. 3 seconds is the default. And then you can tell it start slideshow as soon as the player loads, or do you want to start it or restart the slideshow after the last slide? So you can decide on these. Okay. Now, when you're ready, you simply click Publish. Once you have published it, you now have a link. Okay. If you share this link, let me show you what will happen when you go to it. When your users go to that link, they will see this. And it looks like a website more than it looks like a slideshow. And you said every 3 seconds, so it's going every 3 seconds. But you can still use your left and right arrows to move back and forth as well. With this tip, I want to show you how you can take a slide from a different slideshow and put it in the current one that you're on and link it, okay? Let me show you real quick. Let's say in this slideshow, I want to put a slide from a different one. I've got a different slideshow right over here. You're going to choose the slide that you want, 2-finger click or right click, and say copy. Now, that's easy enough, right? When you come back to your other slideshow, you're going to click in between whatever slide you want it in and hit paste. But I want you to notice, it pastes it in there, but I want you to notice the options you now have. Okay, keep original styles, match styles in this presentation, or if all you want to do is copy it in here and that's it, I would just say keep original styles. But link and keep original styles, what that means, okay, is now you'll notice it says linked slide. What that means is that it is now linked to this other slideshow right over here. So if you were to come in here and make a change to this slide in this slideshow, just like that, when you come back to your other one, you'll notice that it says there's been an update. Someone updated this slide on the other slideshow, and so you would just click update and it would update it to what that other slide was. And those are linked slides. Adding music to a slideshow has been a feature that has been missing from Google Slides since it was created. It's a often requested feature, but it has not been put in. So here's a hack for adding music to any of your slides. What you would do is just, you're going to find what you want, like on youtube.com. Let's say we need a Rickroll. We are going to open up the Rickroll, and you're just going to get the URL from up here, copy it. Now you're going to come back here, and on whatever slide you want to put music on, you're going to say insert video, and you're going to paste the URL tube right there. Now, once you see it, you'll choose it and click insert. Now you'll notice, right, you may not even want it showing. Okay, if you want it showing, you can change the size, but if you don't want it showing, all you need to do is make it as small as possible, as it can go very, very small. Okay, You can make it as small as possible. And what you'll want to do is just make sure that right over here, okay, you say play automatically. And so as soon as this slide comes up, it'll start playing. To make a link from one slide to a different slide in your slideshow, you would simply choose what you want to link. It can be an image or it can be words, okay? And then you right click and say link. You can also choose the link button right up here. Okay. Now, what you're going to do is you'll notice that it says, do you want it to go to the next slide, the first slide? There's other things here. If you click slides in this presentation, here are all the slides that exist. If you want it to go down to slide 7, you simply choose that. And now when someone clicks on this, it would take them down to slide 7. For my slideshows, I like to make them kind of moving, kind of animated so that they're not so boring. And I tend to use a website called Giphy.com. It is blocked for the kids because there could be stuff that is not appropriate. But anyway, I'll use it kind of for days like Happy Wednesday. And there's GIFs here, but I usually use the stickers. I click on stickers. Okay. Now what I used to do is copy and paste, but that doesn't work anymore. I want to show you how to insert an image using a URL. Okay. For this website, you can just click on each one. You'll see a little link. And what it has done is copy the link to that picture. Okay. So when you come in here and say insert image, this time you would say from a URL, by URL, and paste it, it finds it, and you hit insert image. The nice thing about that is if they change it or if they update it or whatever, it'll update it on your slide as well. There are a few tools you can use when you're in slideshow mode. I'm going to go into slideshow mode and show you one of them. The first tool I want to show you right down here on the 3 dots is going to be your laser pointer. This is kind of nice to show while you're presenting. You can use your laser pointer to show people what you're pointing to. Another tool that's available in slideshow mode is your pen. I'm going to go into slideshow mode, and right down here in the bottom left, you'll have a menu appear. Click the 3 dots and choose Turn on Pen. With your pen, it is just what it says. It's something that you can use to mark up whatever you need to mark up. It's a freestyle drawing thing. You can draw, you can write, you can do whatever you need with your pen. You can also click on the Erase All, and they will all go away. When you are in slideshow mode, there is a very beneficial tool, especially for those with learning disabilities, accessibility issues. I'm going to go into slideshow, and I want to show you right down here in the bottom left-hand corner, the 3 buttons when you say captions preferences. When you toggle them on, you can also use Command-Shift-C or whatever it says there for your device to toggle them on and off. When you toggle them on, they are live captions. While you speak, they go across the screen. So once I have them toggled on, you will notice that they are going across the screen at the bottom. To toggle them back off, you just go up to the 3 dots, caption preferences, and turn them off, or Command-Shift-C. You will also notice when you click on the 3 dots and go to captions preferences, you can choose under text position, whether they are on the top or the bottom. You can make them go across the top just like that. You can also change the text size from small to medium to all the way up to extra large. So those are just some options that you have for your live captions. Sometimes when I need a timer, I will just get one from YouTube and put it on a slide. Let me show you what I mean. If I go to youtube.com and just simply type in 1 minute timer, you can do it for however many minutes you need to, but you'll notice a whole bunch of them come up. You can go through them, see if you like them, and then you can click right up here at the URL. All you need to do is copy it, Command-C, and you're going to come back in here, insert, video, and paste it, Command-V. Press enter. You should see the video pop up. You're going to click it and click insert, and it'll put it right here. Start playing right away. So you might want to pause it. You can put it anywhere on the slide. You can adjust the size of it. You can tell right over here, do you want to play it when you click on it, or do you want it to play automatically when the slide comes up? You can start it and stop it at a certain time if you need to, and you can even mute the audio. When using images in Google Slides, you can put them on top of each other or underneath each other. They call it image order. Let's say, for example, that I've got this image right here and I just now put it over the word fast. Well, if I was to right click on the image and go to order, I can say send to the back and it will put it behind the word fast. You notice fast there. Okay. It'll work also with other images. If we put this image here, you'll notice it's on top of the word, of that image. But if you right click and say order, send to back, you can do that and it'll send it to the back. One of the recent features of Google Docs are document tabs. They're very similar to the tabs that you would use in Google Sheets at the bottom to create multiple sheets in the same document or in the same file. So I'm going to show you an example of a Google Doc that I used to use. It was before we had tabs. I'm going to tabs for now. And it was just a big long document. I had my scope and sequence on the first page, my lesson plan snapshot on the next page, and then for the next several pages were each week's lesson plans. Well, when Google came out with tabs that you can do, I decided to put it into tabs. Let me show you what the other one looks like now. Okay, now you'll notice I have three tabs, three separate tabs. Scope and sequence is on one of them, and that's all that's there. Lesson plan snapshot is on the other one, and that's all that's there. And then the assignments and activities. So it's kind of nice to put things into tabs since they've added that. It's kind of like having a table of contents over to the left. One thing to remember is when you go to print, if you want to print everything, okay, you'll have to do each tab at a time. One of the features that Google has released is called Pageless format in Google Docs. I'm going to show you the difference between regular format, which you see right here, and Pageless format. You're going to go to File, Page Setup, and click on Pageless right over here. You can also change the background color if you wanted to. I'm not going to right now, but I'm going to click OK. I want you to notice when I go to Pageless format how much more area I had to work with over to the right and to the left. I could have made this table a lot wider. Also, you'll notice that there are no, let me go to one that has a lot of pages. You'll notice there are, you would have to do it on every tab. Let me go change this one to Pageless. You will notice that there are also no page breaks at all. Okay, it's just a continuous scrolling. One of the benefits of Pageless format is obviously the amount of space that you get. I'm going to put this one into Pageless format, and you'll notice how much more space you get, especially if you close this little document tabs on the left. It can basically be like a website. You would have a lot more space to use here. But one of the other benefits is that you can add a cover image. I'm going to go to Insert and to Cover Image. And you can choose from stock images, upload from computer, search the web, your drive, photos, URL. I'm going to choose from a stock image this time, but I want you to see kind of what it does. I'm going to choose this one. And what it does is basically create a banner for you at the top. So this is just one of those, it looks a little more like a website for people to look at. And obviously, if I had made my table a lot bigger, then all of this would have looked better. But you can click that and you can either replace the image, reposition it. It says drag to reposition. You can move your image around a little bit. You can put in alt text. And so that is cover images. When you first start a new Google Doc, you will notice a few things across the top. Google introduced these a little while back. They're called building blocks. There's templates, meeting notes, email draft, and more. When you hover over them, you'll see kind of what they are. A lot of these, especially the email draft and the meeting notes, they work really well if you are using Google Calendar and Google Email, which we are not in the district, so those don't do a lot for you. But there's other things you can do as well. If you click on more, you'll see several other here. Okay. Now, if those are gone and you don't see them, you can click the @ sign. When you click the @ sign, you'll notice right under here, building blocks. There's meeting notes, email drafts, simple decision log. You can kind of play with each of those and see what they do. You'll click on one of them and you'll notice it put together a quick decision log. You can change any part of this that you want. Another one, if we type in @ again, There's some others. You can hit see all building blocks and we'll be under here. These are the featured ones. Here's some communications, some meetings, project management. So you can check out all these contact lists, okay? And you can click on one and it'll put it in there for you and you can do whatever you want with it. Another new feature in Google Docs are called Smart Chips. If you type the @ sign, you'll notice a menu come up. And right under Smart Chips, there's date, there's drop down, there's placeholder chip. Let's start with the date one. It lets you choose a date that you want to put in. Let's say we are going to put in February the 11th, or you can even click today. You can set the time at whatever you want and then click OK. So you'll notice it put it right up here. Now you might say, what's the difference between just typing it out and putting that? Well, what's nice about a smart chip is it can always be clicked on again and changed, right? You can change it to something different and then you can leave it at that. You can also go to settings and what type and what format you want it in, right? Things like that. So that's a smart chip. I don't know how you can use it, or you can figure out ways to use that. Let's see what another smart chip is. Another one is a drop-down box. They have some that are already preset, like a project status. Okay, it's already ready. And it's just a drop-down box that lets the user choose whatever they want. They also have one drop-down box called review status already, just like that. Okay, and then you can even create your own by going here to drop-down, new drop-down, and create your own with your own options. And then there's another smart chip called placeholder chip. If you put that in there, okay, it can be a file, a date. It's just a placeholder. You're gonna say, I'm gonna put a file there later on. Okay. It's not there right now, but I'm gonna put one later on. Now, if you click it, you'll notice what comes up are the different files that you've had in the past or that you've used in the past. Okay. Another one. If you come down here to files, you'll notice you can click here and choose the file and it'll put it in there. And now the student can click on it and go to the file. One more beneficial smart chip, we're going to type in the @ sign, is the people smart chip. I kind of like this one because you can click on people. I guess these are some of the latest ones that I've used, but if you were to click on one of the people, okay, it puts in their name there. But what's nice about it is that when you go to click on them again, it will show you all of their information. Another feature that Google has released in Google Docs, Google Sheets, are drop-down menus. It's very simple to do. There's a few ways to do it. If you just type the @ sign, you'll notice that right down here, you hit drop-down, and you can choose drop down. You can do new drop down They already have one called status, stage, presets, or you can do a new one. If I were to do status, there it is, and it's ready to be clicked on and to change. Okay, you can also add your own let's do @ again. Type @ again, drop down, and here we go. You can even create your own. You can call it what you want. You can call it project status, and then you can change colors. You can say, red is not started, yellow is working on, and then green is finished. Okay, and then you can just click save, and now you have a drop-down menu for your students to click on or to use for other things. You can even put them inside of tables and stuff like that. One of the features in Google Docs that is not as well known but could be beneficial to teachers and students alike is called line numbers. And it's very simple to use. Let's say we have a sample essay here that a student wrote. If you go to Tools and click on Line Numbers, you will notice right over here you can check mark Show Line Numbers, and right over here to the left you now see the line numbers. Okay? You can tell it to continue throughout the document or to restart on each page or restart each section. And that's that simple. They're line numbers. You can turn it off by unchecking it just like that. One of the things you can do in Google Docs is you can embed other types of files in Google Docs, such as a chart from a Google Sheet, a slide from a slideshow, a Google drawing that you've done, a chart from a Google form. And when they're in there, if they change on one of these, it'll change it in the Google Doc automatically. Let's see kind of how that works. For example, let's say that we want to put a chart that we have from a Google Sheet in there. Okay, we're going to click here, and we're just going to click the three buttons and say copy chart. Then we're going to come back here, and we're just going to do a paste. Now it tells you, do you want to link to that spreadsheet or paste unlinked? We want to link it so that if it changes on the spreadsheet, then it'll change also here. So let's click there. Now you'll notice, okay, it looks like that. But if this spreadsheet were to change, for example, let's go change a couple of these. Let's go change a couple of these grades here. If these were to change, now you'll notice this changed. And right over here, it tells you with the refresh button that there's a change available. So we're going to click on the refresh button and update it. And now you'll notice that it has automatically changed. Okay? You can do it also with slides. If you grab a slide and you copy the slide and go paste it into the doc. Once again, you have to make sure you say link to presentation. Now that slide is there. If that slide gets changed at any time in the presentation by clicking update, sometimes it takes a few seconds, update, and now that slide is different because it's linked. We can also put a Google drawing in here that you've drawn outside of this in Google Drawing, but we would go insert drawing from a drive, and you would find it in your drive. Okay, double click on it, link to it. Every time you link to it, right? And there's your drawing. Now I have it up over here, okay, the drawing that I did. And so any time that this drawing is changed, let's say we decide instead of the oval mouth, we want to go ahead and do a square mouth. Okay. Now you see it up here saying saving. Once it's saved, sometimes it takes a few seconds, but we're going to go back here. And in a few seconds, this should show that it needs an update. Okay, let's see if we go here and back again. Sometimes if you press refresh, you'll notice there's an update. So when you click update, it updates to the drawing. From Google Forms in your responses, if you have any type of charts and stuff, you can click copy chart. You can do the same thing. You can Command V, link to the form, and now this says this, but if somebody else fills out the form and the chart changes, it will also change on this document. Remember to always look for an update button. One of the features that I use quite a bit in Outlook to save a lot of time are templates. Let me kind of show you what we're talking about. I can start a new mail, and I can put to, and I can put the subject, like for example, let's say missing supplies. Now, right down here, if I come up here to, you have to be under message. If you look for this icon right here, it says enhance Outlook with apps. When you click on it, you'll see one called My Templates. Look at all the templates that I've created. Okay, I'll show you how to create them in a minute, but let me just show you how it works. If I go down to the one called missing supplies, I click on it, and right away the whole thing goes in there and it's ready to send. To create a template, you simply come in here to My Templates the same way we got there, and at the very bottom, you're going to click Add Template. You're going to name it something, and then you are going to put anything you want in here. It can be bold, italic, underline. It can be copied and pasted from a Google Doc, and then you hit save, and that template will be there for you to use every time. If you're like me, one of the things you like to do is keep your inbox as minimal as possible. So one of the things I wanted to show you is the snooze feature. It's kind of like an alarm clock. If you want to hit snooze so that it'll turn on later on, you can. Let's look at this one. This email right here, I'm not going to need until tomorrow or the next day. So if I simply open it, you can do it from here and click on snooze here, or even if it's opened all the way, you can also choose snooze right up here. Okay. And what that means is hide it till a later time. You can tell it when to tell you. Again, I can say tomorrow at 8 a.m., or you can choose your own date and time. If I click tomorrow at 8 a.m., you'll notice it disappeared from my inbox, but it will reappear tomorrow at 8 a.m. If you need to see it before then, right over here to the left, you'll see snoozed, and these are the ones you have snoozed. If you've ever wished that you could share a YouTube link with your students without all of the ads and in full screen, well, this tip is for you. If you pull up the YouTube video that you're interested in doing, right up at the top in the URL, you're going to put between the T and the U. Right in between the T and the U in YouTube, you're going to put a dash. Just that. That's that simple. And then you'll obviously copy this and share it with your class. But I want you to see what happens because I put the dash in. Comes it comes up automatically in full screen with no ads and begins to play. This feature will show you how to send somebody to a specific time in your video. Let me show you kind of what I'm talking about. In this video, let's say that I'm playing, and right at the time that I want them to go to, it's at 23 seconds right now. All I have to do is right-click inside the video and say, copy video URL at current time. If you do URL, it'll just start at the beginning, but if you do at current time, okay, you'll notice when I paste it, it will take 23 it will take me to 23 seconds. Let's talk about a relatively new tool from Google called Notebook LM. Let's go ahead and go to it real quick. If you just type in Notebook LM, you'll find it. And it looks like this. It's a note-taking device that integrates AI in it, but it has so much. I'll probably only be scratching the surface right now. So I'm going to go ahead and click Try Notebook LM. Now, I've already signed up for it. Once you click it and you never have, you'll just go through the signing in and stuff like that. Okay. You'll notice I've got two notebooks here. There's one called Introduction to Notebook LM. There's another one I was playing around with. But I'm going to go ahead and create a new one to show you kind of some of the stuff. Okay. So this is the notebook. Looks confusing at first, but it's not really. I'm going to start out by titling it up here, and I'll call it Effects of Poverty on Education. Let's say that I've been doing some research on this and stuff like that. Well, right over here on the left are where I put all my sources, okay? I might have websites, I might have PDFs, I might have YouTube videos, all kinds of sources. Look what you can put in: PDFs, website, text, videos, audio files, or anything from Google Drive. You want to stack your resources in here. You'll see why in a minute, okay? I'm going to go ahead and bring up a couple of resources that I use just for these purposes. I'm going to start with a website. There's a website I had here. So I'm just going to copy. I'm going to add source, and it's a website, and I just paste it and hit insert. You'll notice it puts it right over here in my sources. I'm going to go ahead and close that one. I also had a YouTube video that talked about right up there, and I'm going to add source. It's a YouTube video, paste the URL. As you can see, we're just putting things in. I also had a PDF that I found online, and so I'm going to actually download it first, and then I'll come over here. Oh, I'm sorry. There we go. And then I'll come back over here and put my PDF in, add source. You could just click upload source PDF. So as you can see, I have 3 sources. You can add as many more as you need. The more you have, the more it can work with. But right now I have a video, I have a website, I have a PDF. And you'll notice that just by doing that, right over here in the middle, this is called your chat. And what it did first, okay, it looked at all of those 3 things already and put together a short little preview of all of it just by looking at it. You might wonder how it's checking the video. Well, the video has to have the, what do you call it? The script or whatever behind it, but that's how it does it. Okay. Now, I want to show you a couple other things. First of all, you can start typing down here if you're wondering, like, how many students are at the poverty level. And what it's going to do is it's going to look at your resources, look through your resources and find what it can find, okay? It found this from number 1. It found this number 2, 3. So this is just kind of chat. But, and so that's that. Now over here under Studio, and notes. Let's skip Studio for a minute and go down to notes. You can add a note if you have your own note that you want to type up. This is a sample note, okay? You can do that. And so you've got your note. There's a few other things it'll do. This is pretty cool. If you click study guide, okay, it usually takes about 15 to 30 seconds, but it's generating a study guide for you out of all of these sources that you had put in, okay? It can also generate an FAQ, a briefing doc, and a timeline, okay? I'll let you play with those, but check out this study guide. I'm going to click on it. And here is a study guide that it came up with after interpreting all of these resources here, okay? Again, it can do an FAQ, a briefing doc, and a timeline, so you can try that out. One of the craziest things about this, though, is going to be it can put together a podcast of all of this. You can click customize if you want, but if you just click generate, now it does take a few minutes, okay? But when it is done, you will have an actual podcast that AI came up with going through and interpreting the information and data from these three sources, which if you have more sources, it's got even more to do. But it's a podcast that you will be amazed at. It sounds real. It sounds like real people. And this is a great way if you've got all kinds of data that you've put in and you want to kind of listen to it on your way home, you can do that. Again, this may take a few minutes. After a few minutes have gone by, depending on how many resources it had to go through, it will finish your podcast, and all you have to do is press play. Once you press play, you'll hear it. If I press play now, you won't hear it on this video, but you will be amazed at how much it sounds like two people just talking and covering all of these things that it got from there. You can also change the playback speed. You can download it if you want to save it, or you can delete it. The next thing I want to show you today is the Emoji Kitchen. If you just go to Google and you search for Emoji Kitchen, you'll see it come up like this, and you just click Get Cooking. What the Emoji Kitchen is you can mix two emojis together. You can combine them and come up with a certain one. For example, you can tell it took this one and came up with this one. Let's try it again. I'm going to click this one, and I'm going to say I want a party guy. And for this one, though, I want it to be a pumpkin. And you'll notice it turned it into a pumpkin party guy. There's all kinds of things you can do. You can change this to a ghost, and it becomes a ghost and a pumpkin together. You get the idea, okay? It is basically just smashing together emojis. It's a lot of fun. You can click here to copy it and then go use it somewhere else. The Explore is all kinds of other things maybe other people have come up with. So that's the Emoji Kitchen. Now, you might be wondering, how can I use this? Well, I bet as teachers, you're going to come up with other ways. But one of the things that I do with the kids at Christmas time I found online is called the updated 12 Days of Christmas. Okay, so what they're supposed to do is, here is an example of the 12 Days of Christmas. One llama under a rainbow, two turtles surfing. You get the idea. They are supposed to come up with their own 12 Days of Christmas with the text, and then they're supposed to create their own smashed emoji. They come up with a lot of pretty neat stuff. So that's the Emoji Kitchen. Lots of fun. This next tool probably has no educational value whatsoever, but I think maybe you'll figure some way out. It's called Google Photoscan, and it is an app that Google has come out with to scan your photos. You can photos from the past, things that aren't, that you want to save before they get ruined. And the nice thing about it is it actually uses AI, and it corrects color, and it does all kinds of really cool stuff. So that's just called Photoscan. It's available in the App Store and on the Google Play Store for your phone. Great way to save your pictures that are older. To install Chrome extensions, you're going to simply go to the Chrome web store. You can just search for it on Google. You should see the first result come up, and it looks like this. And all you do is you come up here and you type in the extension you're looking for. and you'll see these come up. Okay, all you do, you'll notice I have it installed. Okay, but if you don't, you can click on it, and right here will say Add to Chrome. Okay, mine says Remove from Chrome because I already have it installed. The first Chrome extension I want to share with you is called Helperbird. Helperbird, you're going to click right here and you'll notice something come up right over here. You can adjust this if you need to, but here is the different tools. Now, several of them you have to pay for, but there's a couple I want to point out to you. One of them is called View Reading Mode. So you can see this article. If you wanted the kids to read this article about a panda, it also has ads. It's got comments at the bottom and all kinds of stuff like that. The first thing we're going to do is try reading mode. Take a look at what it does to the page. It takes off all of that other stuff and only gives you what you need to read. You can also press play and listen to it talk to you or read it out loud to you. Here's the pause and the stop button. You can translate it. You can go into full screen. So that's pretty cool. That's reading mode. The other one I want to show you is the dyslexia ruler. You'll notice when you click that, it shows up, and it's just one of those kind of little rulers that you can use while they're reading. They can use the ruler on that. There's all kinds of other options down here that you can play with as well. The next Chrome extension I want to show you is called Brisk Teaching. Once again, like the others, it's a freemium. You get some free stuff and others if you upgrade. But Brisk Teaching, I'm going to kind of show you what happens. When you click on it right up here, you'll see your little Brisk Teaching icon show up right down here. When you click on the Brisk Teaching icon, there's a few tools that I want to show you. One of them is quiz, one of them is presentation, one of them is resource. So it can actually, AI will put together a quiz for you based on this article. You can either do it in a Google Doc or as a Google form. I'm going to do it as a Google Doc and click Brisket. And while that happens, I'm going to come back over here. I'm going to show you something else. It can also put a presentation together for you or a resource. Let's go see how the quiz is doing. You'll notice it's putting together a quiz based on that article for you. And you can translate the quiz, make it more difficult, less difficult, shorter, longer. You can type in what you'd like to change. There's an answer key and all of that stuff. So there's the quiz. Let's go see what it does as a presentation. We can just click next. You can mess with this settings if you want, but for now I'm going to sit next. You can choose which template you would like, if any. I'm going to go ahead and choose a science one and say brisket. What's going to happen is it's going to open your Google Slides and it's going to put together a slideshow for you. You know, as AI does, it takes a few seconds to do things. It's going through all of that article and putting it together. You can always click stop generating right here if you want to, but we're going to let it finish and just see what it comes up with. So based on this article of the panda, and it wasn't too long of an article, right? But based on this article of the panda, it came up with a presentation that looks like this. And obviously it's editable and you can change anything you need to, but it came up with it all by itself. The next Google Chrome extension I'm going to show you is called Tango. Let me kind of show you how it looks. Tango is so that you can automatically take screenshots as you're trying to show people how to do something. Let me show you how it works. When I open up Tango, it looks like this. You're going to view your workspace. It'll take you through creating an account first and stuff like that. There is a free version that seems to fit my needs perfectly fine. You'll see I've already done one right here. But the way Tango works is that it captures every click you make and turns it into a screenshot. Let me give you an example. Let's say we're going to click Start Capture. Let's say we're going to show someone how to check an email, how to send an email. Okay, we're going to click Start Capture. It says Capture has started. All right, so we're going to come up here. We're going to click up on My Apps. We're going to click Outlook. And as you click, you'll notice it's going to be taking screenshots. We're going to click New Mail. We're going to type the email address. You basically just doing it however you need to. Subject, sample email. Here you type the body of your message. Okay. And then you click send. And that's how you send a message. Now let's say you're done. You can notice over here it's already come the instructions for you. You can pause it right here if you need to. You can restart. That's the full version. But I'm going to go ahead and hit the check mark. Now Tango is automatically putting it together for you. Now check this out. Okay, it even came up with it says automatically generate title. It came up with one. You can edit that if you need to. It gives the link that they're supposed to go to right here. And then it gives you step by step. It even comes up with the steps, and you can change those if you don't like it. It says click on new mail, and it shows it there. It says type to, and I would probably change this to type email address in to field. And you see right here the screenshot. Same thing here, type sample email. I would say here type your subject in the subject field. So you can update the directions however you want. Type message body. I would just say type your email in the body. And then they already said click on send, and we're good. So it's all put together. Now to share it, all you do is click share and export and click continue. And you'll notice it gives you a few options to share. You can share by email. Right? You can give the link. You can embed it in something. You can export it as a PDF. I'm going to go ahead and just get the link and show you what it looks like. This is what it'll look like to them. Okay. Here are the steps over here. Here are the screenshots over here. Okay. And that's what it'll look like. And they can even click on the steps here to go back to each one. And then when you go back to Tango, you'll notice if you go back to your home screen, back to your team library, here are your tangos that you've created. The next Google Chrome extension I want to show you about is called PrintFriendly. So let's say we are at a regular article like this. You see we've got a bunch of ads, we've got comments at the bottom and things like this. The PrintFriendly extension, let me click on it, shows you can do a couple of things, okay? Let me show you these two first, okay? You can take a current view screenshot, and that'll just take a screenshot of your current view, and that's it. We can do that in other ways, but you can, okay? The next thing would do a full page screenshot. This is kind of nice because watch what it does. Okay, it's capturing, it takes a few seconds, but once it's done, you see that it took a screenshot of the entire page, and you can actually download it as an image or as a PDF, or you can print it. Let me kind of show you what a PDF looks like. Check out the PDF. Okay, so that's pretty cool. It took a screenshot of the entire thing. Okay, but the power of it actually is this. Let's take a look at what it does when you click the top one called PrintFriendly page. It says remove ads and navigation. Works well with articles and text-focused pages. Watch this. Look how it pulled it up. It took away all the other stuff that's not needed and not necessary. Okay. There's other tools at the top. You can print, you can download as a PDF, you can email it, you can screenshot, you can even change the style, the text and stuff like that. There's tools. So this is really nice for students who are reading and you want to take out all of the extra stuff. Okay. Let's see what the PDF would look like when we download it as a PDF. And look how nice the PDF looks without all the ads and without the comments and stuff like that. This Chrome extension can be fun, but it can also help students see your mouse pointer a little better. It is called Custom Cursor for Chrome. If you click on it, once you've downloaded it, you'll notice that you can change your cursor to any of these things. Okay? Once you click on the one you want, you just click the button again, and you'll notice that it has changed to the one you want. This Google Chrome extension is called Tab Resize Split Screen Layouts. When you download it and click on it, you'll notice that you can choose how you want to see the tabs that you have open. Okay. There's other ways that you can, there's other settings you can change as well in them, left align, right align. I want you to just see real quick what it does. If I were to click the 2x2 like this, it puts all the windows and tabs you have open in arranged like that. The last Chrome extension I'm going to show you is to keep track of all your Chrome extensions. It's called Extensity. You may or may not know that the more Chrome extensions you have, it could kind of bog down your computer, and you don't always need them. So Extensity, when I click on it up here, it allows you to turn them off and on so that they're not taking up memory and bogging down your computer and making it run slow. So the ones that you need, you can just click on, and they'll either show up here or they will be in the puzzle piece right here, okay? But you can turn them off and on just by using Extensity. Add-ons are a little different than Chrome extensions. Chrome extensions are for the whole browser. Add-ons are app specific. So for example, if I was in Google Slides and I went up to extensions and add-ons, I would click get add-ons, and you can type here and look for them. They are only for Google Slides. Same thing up for add-ons specifically for Google Docs. Same thing under extensions. You would go to add-ons and click get add-ons. If you have any, you'll see them right here. Like I have one here called Stickity. So you would click get add-ons, manage add-ons. But add-ons are just a little different than extensions because they are app specific. The first add-on for Google Docs I want to show you is called Stickity. I've already installed it, but if you go up to extensions and to add-ons and get add-ons, all you would do is search for Stickity, and you'll see for slides, for sheets, for docs, for forms. This one's for docs. You just click on it, install it. Mine says uninstall because it's already there. Let me show you what it does, okay? Stickity, when you go to extensions and click on Stickity for docs, gives you hundreds, maybe even thousands of stickers for you to use in your Google Docs. And you can see there's a paid version, but it is a freemium. You get some free, or you can pay for premium for others. But you'll notice if I click seasonal stickers, you see these kinds of things. But some of the powerful stuff is more like the kinds of things you can put in that are kind of directional. They can help students see things. For example, under steps and navigations, you've got some steps numbers that you can put in there. You've got some back and next buttons. I mean, there's just tons of stuff for you to go through under differentiation. You've got different things. You can use them for a bunch of different things. The dividers are kind of cool. You can put dividers in there. Let me show you just kind of what I did. I took this one that I had made and used some stickities, and it looks like this now. And you can see I used a divider here. I used some of the steps. I used one of their dividers here. It just kind of makes it look a little more professional. Now I'm going to show you a Google Slides add-on called Stickity for Slides. I'm going to come up here to extensions. I don't have it on here yet, as you can see. So I'm going to go to add-ons, get add-ons, and I'm simply going to search for Stickity. You'll see it for slides, docs, sheets, and forms. It's available for all of those as well. So I'm going to go ahead and click on it and click install. You will get kind of your screens up about who you're logging in as. You just follow the prompts to allow it, and it'll take a few seconds to install it. Then you will see that it is available through the same place that you got it from. Let's close that now that it's installed. You'll notice when you click extensions, now you see Stickity for Slides. Okay. Now, what we're going to see, sometimes it does this where it's not showing up. It's only saying help. Sometimes you have to refresh the screen. Let's see if that helps. When you go to extensions and Stickity for Slides, now you see open Stickity for Slides. This gives you hundreds, maybe even thousands of different stickers that you can use in your slideshow. There's seasonal stickers. There's content support stickers. Some of them are only for the pro version. Some of them are free. There's steps and navigation stickers. So you can go through those and make your slideshow look awesome.